Well, here we are. I'm really excited today for a couple big reasons. One, I haven't done a channel review in a very long time. I've been really busy with my projects, have a lot going on. I've been helping my students kind of see success, and it's just there's only so much time in the day, and I try to jump on occasionally to give back. I like to have interviews. But really, what's near and dear to my heart, and always has been, is literally breaking down a channel and diagnosing it. Like that's one of the superpowers that I have. I've done so many different consults with just creators all over the world, businesses all over the world. And I just like to look at the data to understand the next steps or understand what the problems can be. So I've been on YouTube since 2005. I've generated over 120 billion video views on YouTube. I have a lot of channels that we own. I've helped the biggest brands and content creators to have clarity on what they're trying to create. And so for me, today, we're going to demonstrate what I do naturally on a consult, what I actually do with my students. And I thought that would bring the most value to you for where you're at in your journey. Because realistically, I want to help you be successful on YouTube. And I want you to have all the creativity come out that's inside of you. And I just want to be able to do it in a way that's self-sustainable. And the sustainability part of YouTube is really important. That's what I preach. When you have the maximum amount of creativity, we want to maximize that opportunity to be balanced out. So you can make more money. The more money you can make will free up more time for you to create better content or impact in different ways. And so for me, this is a business model that I want everyone to understand, everyone to do. And in fact, we actually have a conference that we put on every single year called VidSummit. It's coming up in October 7th through the 9th. And it's all about the creator economy. It has been for the last 12 years. It's in Dallas, Texas this year. And if you've ever been, you know what I'm talking about, but you are surrounded by the right people, the people that are actually moving the needle in the industry, talking about things that they're doing what's on there and showing case studies and sharing. But the community is amazing. And so I'd want to invite you to that. You want to stick on to the end of the call. I'm going to be giving away some tickets for VidSummit and also some other opportunities. So if you are ready for this consult, put in the comments, let's do it. Let's go. Okay, so I have one of my students reached out, and I've known this creator for a while now, and I just love her story. We're not going to really get into her story per se, but she impressed me enough that I gave her my cell phone number. I want to be friends with her. We're both quirky. We both think differently. And so I thought, you know what, if we're actually going to do a consult, why don't I just do it online? And then two, the content creator is going to be really vulnerable here. Like, I'm brutal when I do my consultations, right? And so it's kind of a win-win because Jackie knows my heart. She loves my family, knows my family. That's what it's all about. I know her family and love them too. And so for me, I even went on a trip because Jackie recommended it. I mean, that's what I do, right? And so for me, this is the perfect person to help. And I want to just bring her on right now and welcome Jackie Nerdcrafter. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm super excited and so hyped. And everyone in the chat's looking absolutely the energy. I can feel it through the chat.
Yeah. No, it's so great. It's so great. And the cool thing about this is that we're going to really deep dive into something. We get to show analytics. But literally, you're opening your kimono here. Like there's nothing. You're going to show the world everything here, right? Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready to do this because I feel like the best way to improve really is through someone else's eyes, but also by allowing yourself to be vulnerable and see where your shortcomings are and how you can improve on that. So I'm more than ready, and my kimono is bare.
Yeah, and the reason why I use kimono because she's obsessed with Japan. So like for me, she's obsessed with Japan. So that's why I use that phrase. But let's just dive right into it now, Jackie. I'm going to basically move to this view because we're going to be doing this view quite a bit because this is what every creator sees at the end of the day. And then for me, it's more understanding the data of what to look at, what not to look at. But when you see this page, what gives you anxiety?
I think the first thing that my eye gravitates towards is the ranking by view.
Yep.
And that's the thing that gives me anxiety because I think, like most creators, that's what we focus on because that's the first data that YouTube is giving us.
Yeah. Now, I want to tell everyone that ever follows me, this is the worst data point to ever show a creator in the history of all mankind if you're trying to deal with mental health. This is the horrible, horrible way to do it. Just because you might think it's a 10 out of 10, but really it's when did you post? There's like so many other factors, right? So just to be a 9 out of 10, I mean, we're just talking a few thousand views, right?
Mhm.
To be an 8 out of 10, we're just talking a few thousand views. And then there's a variable of the day of the week, the trends of people watching content on YouTube, the traffic sources coming in, the type of viewer that's actually watching this. And so realistically, you're not that far away from some sanity, you know what I'm saying, of this graph to be good. But even if you're like 4 out of 10, people are like, oh, okay, that sucks. I want 1 out of 10. And you can't do that every time. Like you can try, but you're going to have other videos that overperform, and maybe they go to a different, broader audience than what you're used to. So I tell my students, including Jackie, don't ever trust this. I want to show you the way to trust what we want to do. And then as a byproduct, it's going to lift the channel up and also lift this specific gauge up. But I don't want you to judge your channel based off of this, or the performance of it based off this, because I never look at that granular of a view. And then too, Jackie, like people are going to see everything here, and I'm going to just jump into analytics. And the first thing that I wanted to do to assess is to know what the creator wants. What are they looking for? So I always ask Jackie, if everything was perfect on your YouTube channel, what would that look like? Who's your ideal viewer, and how are you communicating with them?
So on my channel, the ideal viewer, which I think is currently a good base of my actual viewers, are the quirky people who have always been into so many different hobbies and topics and found a place home where I am, because we're just authentic and we're basically ourselves, and they can be themselves, and the jokes that they put in the comments, and we just kind of get each other. So the ideal is I want to grow my family to be able to spread that feeling of you belong here, so that those who don't feel like they belong somewhere to have that place to call home.
Yeah, and I know that when we first started working together, you went through my program, Channel Jumpstart, and this is kind of light bulb moment for you. It was like, oh my gosh, wait, what? And we had a conversation very specifically, which is when you were going through high school, right? And you're like trying to find your tribe in high school, and there's just different cliques, you know what I'm saying? There's different cliques that's going on. And so I says, you might want to look at the high school student or middle school student right now that was like you.
Yes.
You knew that you were different, and you were looking for your tribe. And why couldn't your tribe be with what your content is? And so we had that conversation. We've seen success. And now we're going to just deep dive into the main issue. So look, you reached out to me, Jackie. What is your biggest concern when it comes to your channel? And then also, I want to dig deep for everybody that's on the call and is watching this live stream of kind of how I analyze things. So you're going to see it through me doing this. And this will be one of the most beloved videos that you can actually have, because you're seeing my process. So go ahead, Jackie, would you mind kind of just jumping right in and telling us why you reached out and why you want this review?
Absolutely. So my biggest concern for my channel is, I'm just going to backtrack just a little bit to give a little bit of that history. My channel initially started with sculpting and clay geeky items, and saw that soar and do really well. And then I started to notice the dip come down. So then I started integrating a new material, which is resin. So then we started seeing that climb back again. We were doing really well and growing. Notice that dip come back. So then I started integrating craft kit reviews.
Right.
Started seeing that. So every time I was pivoting, and people were loving it and they were into it. And that was making me happy, because I was able to offer the people that I care about, which is my subscribers, something they want to watch. Fast forward to 2023. Funny enough, we transitioned into fidget toys and product reviews, and phenomenal growth. We were getting anywhere between 700,000 views to 1 million, depending on the video. And then that started dipping in October of 2023. And since then, I haven't been able to find that next thing. So my biggest concern is all I've been seeing is that dip without being able to bring that graph back up. So we're just basically on that decline. And my biggest fear is not being able to connect with my audience in the way that I was able to 5 times as I pivoted every single time.
Yep. No, that's great. That's great. So let's dive into that. And the best way to do it, I always say data doesn't lie and data can tell us the truth, right? All we need to do is know how to interpret the data. And so we're in your back end, and I just want to give a kind of a view of how I see things. So when I look at a YouTube channel, I want to know the date. So these indicators are probably the most important indicators that you can do, because that's how YouTube looks at data, right? So if we're more in line, hey, we're gonna drill down to a real-time view. We got real-time views. It's 48 hours right here. And then you have the last 7 days. But I like to go into the scope. Every view that I look at would not be 28-day views, but 90 days. I found that 90 days give you a better complete picture of what's going on. And then two, we can see that, it's pretty flat in the last 90 days, right? And the whole thing would be is just because we're getting less subscribers doesn't necessarily translate into what we're actually looking for. I just want to have a better picture. And then when I start going in, I like to hone down on the content to know exactly what's doing what, and we can see what's done in a period of time and what the top performing videos were and where trends are going and so on and so forth. But we're able to see that at a quick glance. And so I always like to have my lens through the lens that YouTube operates on, so that I can know where they're at in their viewers' journey, where the creator's at in their journey, and have a lot more data. So I'm going to go to real-time analytics. This is what I do pretty much the first time of everything. And then I'm going to do something else. I'll filter the content out. I do not want to see shorts on this one because we're not doing anything with shorts. And so I'm going to make sure no shorts show up on this. And I just want to look at momentum. Momentum is really important for me. Momentum is really important for YouTube. But when we really break this down, Jackie, I see that you have momentum on certain days and not so much on other days. And that could be, we released a video or whatever. So I always like to flip the 48-hour view. And it doesn't seem to me that you released a video during that time based off of this. And they're not pulling in the views there. The closest one that we're seeing, from published date is the 22nd. So, that gives me a couple of context of how often you post and when you post, how you post, that type of stuff. But also we're getting what time of the day, and this is done in my my time zone because I'm logged in as my time zone. It'll be different for you on your time zone, but I'm on Mountain Time, and I can see that your peak was at 8 o'clock, and then it dropped super fast. So even at the beginning of the morning, your first peak is right at 11 to 12, and then it starts to drill up and go. And so I would assume they're either at lunch, and I'm just trying to think from your audience, are they either at lunch when they're starting to watch you, on their way home on a bus that they start watching you, but when they get home, they're locked in. They're home, out of school, locked in, they're watching your content, which is a good thing. So that's what I'm getting out of this. And the next thing I look for is anything that's bringing views that is older. And what I would consider older, it would be, hey, we got some main ones that are bringing views, but it's not that many views, right? But if there's anything here, I always like to look at, is there anything just resurfacing up? If it is, I want to do it, but I don't see anything really resurfacing up in the top 10 videos that I'm seeing here. And so I just wanted to kind of get a pulse of that. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is go to the underutilized audience tab. This is probably the most important tab in my perspective that you can be in outside of advanced mode. Okay, because this really helps you. In fact, it takes you into its own advanced mode. But I love this more than anything else because once you understand who you're creating content for, and now YouTube barely gave us this tool where they switched from new viewer and returning viewer and gave us another layer of it, which is really cool, which is casual viewers. And if you take casual viewers and new viewers, and regular viewers, and you add them up, that was your returning viewer number. So they're just going in a little bit more in depth on that. We can also see what's popular with different audiences. And some of these are going to be your videos, but we can see it now from a casual viewer and from a regular viewer. And we can start seeing, wait, new viewers like this one, but regular viewers like these. And so we start understanding the type of content that we're able to do that. We're going to come back to that in a second. And then 2, videos that are growing your audience. So when we look at this, this would be one of the warning signs, Jackie, that I would say is like, you don't really even have a high or, extremely high thing. You have a moderate. So we're not converting a lot of the new people into returning. They're not going to be a casual viewer, a new viewer, or just a new viewer, a casual viewer, a regular viewer. Because if we have a higher conversion that's converting them to growing your audience, this has nothing to do with subscribers, but it's more about them watching multiple videos. And then 2, the channel that the audience watches. If you do shorts, and I'm just warning everyone, if you're doing shorts, this corrupts this data right here, because it could be one short that everybody's watching and then that comes up, or it could be a shorts thing. So I don't like to dig deep into this per se. Some of these are really, really good, especially Nerdy Jackie, because that's her channel. And then Mariah Elizabeth, there's a lot of videos that they've collabed on. Of course, that's going to make sense. But once again, I want to see what videos they are that's driving it. So we can see, hey, look, these are the subscribers that are driving it. And we can dig deeper into it, right? We can see the ones there, but for videos, you can see that they're not the same ones. And so knowing the type of content will help us understand where the suggested video traffic is coming from. I think this is underutilized too. It's like what time of the day people should post. I use this as a data point, but I don't use it as, I need to go post on this day because the viewers are more on this day than they are this day. So like from this one, you should post on Sunday, from this point of view. I'm not saying that per se. I would say if we were to say when to release, I want to go explore the real-time analytics to know exactly the peaks and the valleys and which one we're doing. But from right here, a good play would be releasing it either Friday afternoon, kind of like that, moving into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or moving it to a Saturday earlier morning, and then it can drip over to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We just have to look at that, but it's not enough data to do it. Then we come down to subscribers with the bell notification on. That is a traffic source. You can see that 25% has all notifications on, and there's subscribers that have turned on all notifications on the channel. So it's only 7.7 that's turned it on and enable for YouTube to communicate with them. They've done it. They want to subscribe with all notifications. But they're not able to get it specifically because it wasn't enabled on their channel. So I know that's kind of weird, but it is. And you can kind of see the device type of what that. We'll get back into the device type a little bit later. And then I can tell you, I rarely ever look at demographics outside of female versus male, because that helps us understand, okay, of course, she's going to attract more female audiences like that. And then the age group could be misunderstood, because these 35 to 44-year-old could be using mom's iPhone or iPad or YouTube account, or it's their account on TV that they're accessing it. So there's several ways we can do it. We can figure that out later. And then outside of that, I want to know the top countries. No surprise here that US is number 1, UK and Canada and Australia is there. So, and Germany's pretty decent. So I always like to go in and know who the viewer is, and the audience tab is like definitely the underutilized. Now, what we need to do is diagnose the problem, and for us to see the problem, we need to see the problem. So I'm going to do a custom view, and I'm going to do it from the 1st of January of 2000, probably 2000. Let's do 2023, and I want to just see that. Okay, so I know this is what you're talking about. You had some major growth, and you had some great videos coming out, making decent amount, and then you had your baseline, and then you started to recede. Then you have another trend, and then you started to recede. And so you're starting to see stair steps down, and this is no surprise that things are happening here. Just because this is a normal thing, it's either going the opposite way or going down, or you're really, really flatlined. And you did okay for 2024, but pretty much from the beginning of the year, in December, you pretty much flatlined out. So let's go ahead and do it at this year. You flatlined out, and it's even going down a little bit. Do you see that?
Yep.
So there's the freak out moment that Jackie says, okay, we need to do a consult. So my whole thing is, we're going to try to figure out what's going on here. Cause like right now, she knows banger videos and she's done banger videos, but does she know her audience well enough? And do we know what they love? And do we know how we're going to engage? And so for me, this is the most important step, is understanding who the viewer is, where they're actually coming from, what device type that they're actually on, to give you a little bit more clarity. And then 2, we need to know what responds well with others. So when I see this, I can pretty much tell you that from my point of view, and we're going to validate this with data, but from my point of view, the biggest issue that you're having right now on this would be your views are not coming from people that you think they're coming from. And you're stuck in a rut. And luckily enough, YouTube gave us all the tools to diagnose it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show you how that is diagnosed here. And I want to get very, very granular with this. Okay. So I'm going to go to audiences here. And they just moved this tab around a little bit. We just kind of went through it briefly, what I look at. They used to have like new viewer versus returning viewer, but they just did monthly audience and then your subscriber data here, and then they moved it down here. Now, they did another thing, which I've been asking for a very long time, which is tell me who's casually watching versus the regular viewers, because there is a difference between that. And if you add it up, that would have been what returning viewers would have equaled to. If you did casual viewers and regular viewers, is that returning viewer. And I'm saying, no, we need to know more. And voila, YouTube brought it out. But I've asked it for years because it's going to give a lot of clarity. So we're going to jump in right here. And that's your biggest problem, if you really look at it. Okay. You have the most loyal audience, but you're not growing your new audiences. You're growing your new viewer. Like they're so close together that this is your problem. I don't even need to diagnose more than this, because this is your problem. Because the channels that are really performing, you will see the purple line, this line right here, go through the roof. And then it will come down to casual viewership and regular. So there'll be a separation from it. Now, they might come up and touch, but as things have spikes in this, it should translate down. So if the spike was coming from new viewership, the other spike should come up from casual, and regular viewers should come up right following. And if it's not, then there's a disconnect with the viewership. And so this right here is your problem, Jackie.
Absolutely.
And right here, you might be thinking, oh, it's appealing to them, but you might be turning off new viewership, because when I go through casual viewers and regular viewers, like it's about where it needs to be. Like I want to see more casual to regular viewers, but I mean, if you're doing that, I mean, that's well over 63% of all viewership is coming from casual and regulars. But that's a warning sign too, which would be we're not seeing big influxes of new viewers. And so I want to diagnose this, and the best way to do it is to understand the type of content that you're creating and who it responds to. Now, the coolest thing is YouTube already gave us this data. Look at this. What your audience watches, right? So we have the videos here from shorts and from regular videos, and we can start seeing the creators. But that's not the most powerful one. Believe it or not, it's this one right here, which is popular with different audiences. So new viewership. See this new viewership right here? Your fidget toy short brought in 120,000 people. Okay, these are new viewers. Once again, that is like, okay, but did they translate into becoming a regular viewer? No. Here's another one. Custom tumblers for the first time. Trying custom tumblers for the first time. Okay, great. I bought so many cursed Labubus. Okay, great. And then we tried tiny cooking. Okay, great. So we're starting to see what is bringing in the new viewers. And then right here, The videos that are growing your audience, they're all low. So they might not be attracted to the next one. So these are the ones that the casual viewers are engaging with. Okay. The I bought, I tried series, the I bought series, those are the casual. And you do the regular one, I bought, I tested, I bought, I bought, I bought. Okay. So for us, where it is understanding how do we convert, well, how do we get more eyeballs on the channel? Like what type of videos will get a little bit broader of an audience? And then two, what would be the next step for them to take to convert once they see it? What are they going to do on earning them to click again? And so that's kind of where we're at here. But reality is this is the thing that I'm the most concerned with because it's very, very flat. Let's go back to the date they started to track this. So we're going to come back to March. This is how nerdy I am. Sorry, guys. March 17th. And this, help me now. March 17th, 25. Okay. Because this is when they started to activate the tool, and you're going to see it a little bit differently. You can see they're all separated right here. That's when they activated it, and they need to get the data, and now they have the data. It took them a good month or so to get lined in, and now we're at where it's at. So like I don't trust this because they're rolling out the feature, and now this is the most accurate thing. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to do now is I now have the assumption that the problem that we're seeing on your channel right now has to do with the viewership relationship. You're not getting new views, so we need to have ideas for new viewers, right? And then two, we need to be able to hand off that new viewers where they'd want to click as a casual viewer and then earn their loyalty by being consistent as a casual viewer to get to them to become a regular viewer. Does that sound good?
Absolutely. Yes. I'm so hyped for that.
Okay. So if you guys are getting value and you're seeing it, put it in the comments. I want to see these comments going, oh, I never considered that, or, oh, I see what he's saying there. That helps to steer the conversation when you're commenting in the thread there. Because if I'm going too fast, I don't know that. Like, I know I'm having the conversation with Jackie and she's already up to speed, and we might talk differently because she's one of my students. But for you, just make sure that you're commenting consistently in there as well. Okay. So now what we need to do is come into my favorite thing. There's not another place I'd rather be than in advanced mode, because we're advanced people doing advanced things, right? And this is by far the most powerful way to really diagnose your channel. I've used this for years. I love it. Every time they gave us access to it is just so great. And then there's like this little hidden thing that nobody really uses at times, but add metrics to your tables, because I love to add metrics to my table. And then two, I want clarity on audiences. So for me, right now, all we're doing is a breakdown of content, but I get to add new filters here. So I just come over here and I'm going to just say new and returning viewers. So we have that. Okay, we have that data. We can break that down so I can see, hey, returning viewers is so high. New viewership is so low. And what they're doing is combining the two, casual and regular viewers, is this. So your problem is now validated right here, because it should be flip-flopped. It should be the new viewership should engage new people coming in, and it should be well above this, or at least closely mimicking this, and then it's not. It's very small little peaks here. You see that?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where the problem's at and where it lies. And now we gotta really, really, really deep dive back in deep on looking at what we should look at. Now, one of the things that people do is they sort by subscribers and say, hey, this is the most valuable content. And I will disagree 100% of the time. I'm saying this is content that is bringing in subscribers. And if you look at them, there is some similarities and patterns in this as well, where you can start saying, oh, if I do this type of video, there's a high probability I'll gain more subscribers in that way. What I like to look at, and it gives a different vein, which is the highest views, but then also has a decent amount of subscribers. So this one right here is a really, really good video. Okay. And I want to talk about this video, and I want to talk about why this video is still performing in 2025? Like it's your top performing video. And why is that? So could you give everybody kind of the context of it? And I'm gonna give my commentary on why I think that is.
Sure. So the context of this video is basically a series that I've had, or a bucket that I've had on my channel, where I try new things that I've never done before in terms of art, or just kind of being handsy, trying new things. And for this one, it's trying rainbow loom for the first time. So trying to make a bracelet with a really popular trend that was so huge back in 2018. But since I missed that trend, I figured it's still something that's nostalgic for people. And it would be fun for me to recreate and try for the first time as someone who's never done it before.
Well, right now, when I look at it, it's like, okay, it's bringing in your subscribers. It's really good. But I'm going to use this metric. This is the way I like to do it better. But we can start seeing new viewers here. So we can actually add a column, which we definitely want to do. Now, it's not going to bring us the data here completely because of the way that we have the data set. So I'm going to come back to 90 days, and then that will kind of fill out because this, we'll have to get it to right when it started gathering that type of data on it. But let's go ahead and do that. And then we can do, give me a second. We can do casual viewers, right? And then what we want is regular, not returning. Where's our, let me hit that real quick. And then let me see if we can get one more. Okay, so we got casual viewers, new viewers on it. And then we want regular viewers. Okay, great. Okay, so what I want to do is look through the lens of who's doing what based off of this. So the way we look at it is in this period of time, 90 days, and let's go 20 days, 28 days. So we had a total of 2,000 views, okay? I'm sorry, 2 million views. And if we break it up, the discrepancy would be, man, you're not getting a lot of new viewers because it's like I mean, it's there higher than regular viewers. It's higher than casual viewers, but not if you combine both of those. It's not that. So like, I would say that is the clear problem. But when we do, let me do it this way. Okay. And this will break it here for a second. And let me just get rid of these metrics because I'm looking at it through a different lens here real quick. Come on. Okay, so I filtered out by regular viewers. I want to see what regular viewers are coming in. So this is your most hardcore audience. Regular viewers are watching multiple videos in that setting. And then I want to look at what they're responding to based off of watch time. I don't go off of views, I go off of watch time. The reason why I do that is because you might have less views on a video, but you have more watch time. And it's like, oh, wait, you just did either a compilation video or a very long video, which is really cool. But they watched for 38 minutes instead of, something less that they would 21 minutes. And so for me, it's about how many hours are they consuming? And then we can kind of validate it. But here's another one, which is 39 minutes, but you had 41, 43, 41 of the average view duration, which is amazing on that type of video. But then again, this gives us a little bit more context of what we're trying to break down. So for me, it's more about understanding that audience play of who's doing what. And so what I'm going to do is do this. Remember we say we always like to look at the 90-day view. Well, we can now add a comparison and we can actually do period over period, which you could do before. But now I can even get super granular too. Like I can get way granular, or I can do a custom compare on it. But I'm going to do this one real quick. And once again, the way that it's separated here is the last 90 days from May to August 26 is in blue, and then purple is the February to May. And you can see your purple has gone down. So we're seeing it going down to your baseline here as this picks up right here too. So we had a really, really good audience coming into 2025, and it was just slowly losing steam across the board. Now, the other thing that I'm looking at is, well, what about, are we trending up or down when it comes to views? Well, you're trending down. You had 77.1 million views. And then also 6,700,000 on that. And so you're gaining more views, because here's the blue. You're gaining more views in the last 90 days. But are they the right type of view? Right. And where we're at. So like, I think it's just more, okay, you're in a rut. It's hitting different audiences. And we can go from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And if I can interject really quickly, the reason why it was going just a little bit up is because I had also started implementing things from Channel Jumpstart.
I was going to say that. You're like, okay, now we're actually going and doing Channel Jumpstart. So yeah, that's good. Okay, so I think the thing for me, on this is knowing where we're at. As a creator. And so what are some ideas that you have to reconnect to this audience based off of our conversation prior?
Currently, so after I went through Channel Jumpstart, I was thinking about really how can I connect back with my audience? And I know my audience is very artsy and very crafty and very hands-on, but I also know they're neurodivergent like me. So the vastness of interest that they have is pretty broad. And even when I go through my analytics, I know you haven't maybe checked that out, but one of the most popular channels alongside mine is a snake channel.
Yep.
A reptile channel.
Yep.
So one of the things I'm trying to do is also something that you had recommended, is to reconnect in that artsy side, because in the last 2 years, I've been panicking. And I've been trying to grab onto anything. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I do this? So I started doing home decor reviews, and that was a flop. And I'm like, how do I do this one? And I tried to grab into anything that I could find. So from what I'm hearing is, obviously I'm disconnected, and I agree, because I'm trying to grab onto something, but I don't know what I'm grabbing onto.
Yeah, and I think that's the that's the dilemma, right? It's just like, okay, you can do so much, and what to do, right? So let's get some clarity on that. I knew that was the case because we talked before, but the main issue is you're not getting new viewership, and you've done that before, and you'd write a trend. But what we're trying to do is just understand what's going to work and what doesn't work, right? And then we're going to try to figure out to do what works, as of late. So what was your best video that you did maybe since, May or June? Like what would you say that?
My best video in terms of what I enjoyed or what performed?
Both. Give me both.
So what I enjoyed was... it was more recent. It's the Labubu videos, because I've been doing pop art for 7 years, right. And now suddenly for the last 5 months, it's taken off. So I'm like, oh, this is something that I've always loved, and now it's just gotten more popular. Yeah. One of my favorite videos to make recently, in terms of creating, was starting back ceramics and pottery. Yep.
So here's the problem that I see, okay, which is content creators need to make content they enjoy making, but they also need to marry to an idea that would work. So ceramic and sculpting, what was your video about Labubu?
So I made 3 videos for Labubu. The first one is the vinyl figures that I've been collecting for 7 years. Yep. So that one just brought it back. The next video is the trending one, that is the plushie. So I was able to find those, made a video about them, and they were cursed because they were called the Lafufus. They're the fake ones. Yep. People had a good laugh with how terrible they were. And then the third video that I made with Labubu is actually taking the cheap version and sculpting it with actual real ceramic gold. So I turned it into a 24 karat gold sculpt. And that video took off really well and then
It died. Yeah. And let's go ahead and analyze that one, because I can't tell you how many times I've heard this. Where a content creator says, "Oh, I made a great video," and it just didn't perform. It performed really well, and then it just died. So which one is it? The gold?
So if you scroll a little lower, there you go. I turned $10 Labubu into 24 karat gold.
Okay. So let's go ahead and click on this one. And from my point of view, since you published it, it wasn't really taking off. It kind of reached a peak, and then it's kind of leveled off, and it's just following your trend a little bit, but it's like actually underperforming.
Yeah.
So part of that is understanding where the traffic's coming from. Okay. Yeah. Guaranteed. When you were here, so it's published, and we can go into detail and see this very specifically, the traffic source here in a second. But from here, this is your regular audience. So you probably had a higher than normal regular audience viewership attached to a casual viewer. So the casual might have said, "Oh, I'm more interested in this one," or "This is what I like. Let's go ahead and watch it." But it wasn't getting new viewers. So it was like, that relationship between that. And then we can see there's this basically a promo dip we can see there. But I see these spikes. These are really good. I love spikes, to see spikes, because that's kind of like they rewound or they fast forward to or whatever. I like to see that interaction. But once again, this one underperformed from a retention side too. So maybe it was the way that it was edited, or whatever. Like they didn't hold the attention as much. So in this, we just need to kind of validate a couple things. And the first thing that we're going to validate more than anything is what I just said. And I never looked at this, but yet 9% of all your views come from the new viewer, right? Yeah. And if we were to break this out, let's see, July 25. So let's go ahead and do a custom range, right? So I'm going to just give it let's just give it five days, and let's see what changes on this. Okay. And if you really look at it, and let me go back a little bit further. Sorry, I just want you guys to see what I see.
And just to say that the reason why I was saying that it had taken off, I know this is the metric that you told us from the beginning of this live stream not to look at, is because when I was looking at the dashboard, it was at a number 2, and then it had dipped down.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we need to know what was happening when it was coming up, and then when it came down. So what your dip is saying is the 1 out of 10 parameter. I'm saying, if for your mental health, never look at that again. Like, just acknowledge it. Okay, great. But we want to dive in deeper, right? And so what was happening here is let's do it day by day. So we'll go. I'm going to just do the first 2 days. And I went out a little bit further, but this is basically when it was released. Okay. And then it's coming down on this, right? But if you look at this graph, this is all I care about, because this is the date range right here. We'll go in a little bit deeper here. The regular viewers, I told you that this was what I was engaging with, right? The regular viewers, and then it dipped down. Okay. Look at where the new viewers is at. It's like literally bottom of the pack, right? And so it never got the new viewership. It was the regular viewers that watched it and then. So where are they watching it from? Most likely it's coming from we'll just do traffic sources real quick. So you can see it. It's coming from Browse. So it's like Browse is your homepage subscription feed. That's where it's come from. So of course it performed really well, and then it went down because you just literally got it to overperform with your casual and regular viewers. You just didn't get new viewership out of it. And so that it responded really well with people that like you to see you to do ceramics, like you to do your crafts, like Labubu, wanted to see you do the 24 karat gold on that. That's great. But from my point of view, it just based off of, just based off of this thing, I would have probably changed your thumbnail to attract new viewers because you have 2,000 real gold. I would have probably put Labubu, even though that people know Labubu. I'd probably put the logo in for Labubu, and then turning into real gold. I don't know if $2,000 is smart on this one. $10, $2,000 is just too much. But turning a Labubu into real gold is banger, right? 24 karat gold, but I need to see that Labubu a little bit bigger and have it be Labubu there. So I would change that out just because that's going to be attractive to a newer audience, right? The people that love Labubu, it's going to kind of come in and see it transform, and then you're going to actually grab more new viewership. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So really for this one, the tweak would have been the thumbnail.
No, the tweak you're going to do right now is the thumbnail. And what you're going to do is use the A/B test, and it will prove where that viewership's coming from, because you're not going to hurt the video. You know, we're going to literally, literally use this to validate what I just said, which is let's target Labubu. Okay. Let's say Labubu into real gold, right? And make a thumbnail that looks that way. And for me, this is kind of the small little thing, because like when you do these small tweaks, it's like if you're looking at who you're trying to attract, if you can attract a new audience while keeping your casual and regular engaged, you win every single time.
Absolutely.
And it could be just this one little tweak that can transform your whole content strategy. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that, and we'll do a test. But once again, I want to explain. Your regular viewers or whatever, but your device type is in that range, but you got a lot of mobile and computer too, right? And so watch it, it's going to change. So 42%, 30 and 13. Okay. And let's just go to do the last since upload. And you see 45% now, 29, 12. So like TV's creeping up on it. So those will always come from your most loyal viewers because they want to lean back and they know they got 43 minutes of Jackie, right? And they're going to do it. You're going to get the highest watch time on TV. And then two, it's going to translate into more money because it's on TV. And so that's awesome to see. But where the disconnect is this is probably the lowest I've seen. And so there's a disconnect of attracting new viewers. But if they come on, they become casual very quick. So this is where we need to really dig deep on. The first place I always do is switch out the thumbnail.
Okay.
And maybe you have a couple options until you see what's going to resonate everything. I will say though, is the transformation, real gold, I would actually just make it like I would amplify the gold. It kind of blends in because the background is orange. Like I want it to stand out. I didn't want it to pop. So do a contrasting color behind it so that it does look like real gold. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can go from there. So I would definitely do that as well. Does that make sense?
Perfect. Yeah, I've taken those notes down. I know this video's here, but I'm taking notes too.
Yeah. No, but you gotta do that. And then the secondary thing would be, this isn't necessarily a title that I would have done per se, because I want the word Labubu in there. What confused me, $10 to $2,000. I'm confused. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I turned Labubu into a 24 karat gold, $2,000 worth of whatever. Is still confusing too. But I turned Labubu into not solid gold, but a 24 karat gold. That's great as a title. And then I think you can reinforce it in your description where it's like, some of the words that you're using there. But simplicity sells. And the way that I like to look at how to title something, and Jackie, you know this, and I think this is not a misstep. I do think it's just more getting clarity on it. But when someone's going to share your video verbally, how are they going to share the video? I saw this YouTuber, her name's Jackie, and she literally turned it Labubu into 24 karat gold. That's so super to explain. Then she turned a $10 Labubu to a 24 karat gold worth $2,000. No, not so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I like the
Yeah.
simplicity of it. And then two, I want to know, like, if you said $2,000 in the thing, then you missed a storyline that it could have been. I wonder what this is going to be worth.
Mm.
And then two, at the end, you could have it appraised or whatever. It's like literally $2,000. Now it's worth $2,000, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a story with that, because then you can go sell it on eBay or something,
Yes.
and maybe it's worth $10,000. I don't know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a light bulb way to explain titles. I think that's a gold nugget right there. It's 24 karat.
Yeah, everybody should just say, how will they share it? How will they verbally share it with someone? If so, can you make that title closer to that, but having curiosity, right?
Yeah.
And with that, you basically gave the punchline. It's gonna be worth $2,000. You just watch me transform it. You know how I'm obsessed with storytelling and how to weave it in. If that was the unknown, I wonder what it's worth. They're going to stick around to the end of the video to figure out what it's worth, right?
Yeah.
So that is by far, the most important thing. So going back to this, like, please, for the love of everything that's holy, change the thumbnail so that it really amplifies the gold. Take out the dollar amount and the other dollar amount of what it was purchased for, and just have the Labubu logo so they know it's Labubu, even though that people know Labubu is Labubu, but Labubu's funner to see than to say. I don't know. It's pretty fun to say too. But anyway, it's really good. But the Labubu into real gold, and then make that thing look like real gold, and have a contrasting background.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on that absolutely tomorrow. So
okay, very good. But that's why we're looking at this. But once again, this is a concern, and I think it was just a missed opportunity. It was just like, oh wait, this would have attracted now new audiences. Now, is it too late? No, Jackie. Guess what? You make that tweak. If YouTube sees that it brings in a new viewer, they're going to amplify that. In fact, like I just did a Twitter post, an X post, on one of my clients that did this, like, more midstream, and you can see it just go skyrocket up. And all they did is switched out a thumbnail, and they were just remembering some stuff that I said, and it was just like, hey, how do we simplify it? And two, it's like, this could be the X factor that you're missing in attracting new viewership. So, and then once you get it, then you know how to replicate it. It's like, once you know, oh, this attracts a new viewer, but it also sustains my regular viewers and my casual viewers, then you have the most banger thumbnail. But there's another strategy that works really well, and it's something that I've been teaching and preaching for a long time. But this is why people need to go to VidSummit. So there was a presentation 4 years ago on how a YouTuber got an extra 1 million views by just switching out the thumbnail. And he would do the thumbnail with his face in it for a period of time, and then he would replace it to make it the ugliest looking thumbnail in the history of all mankind, and it would get another 1 million views. But the way that he was doing it was he did enough split testing to know, hey, I can get an extra 1 million views if I just switch the thumbnail, and it's going to engage this other audience and tell us that. And he blew up. He literally blew up. And literally is one of the biggest YouTubers in the space because of that small little strategy from there. Oh. So that's what you get when you come to VidSummit. You know that? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so so coming back to where we're at, which would be, man, we got some problems here, and it has to do with new viewers, right? So at the end of the day, I want to do it this way because it's the combination of, right? But the new viewership isn't even remotely close to where the in impressions. Okay, these are impressions, but new viewership isn't anywhere close to where that is. So we need to be able to say, okay, where should this be? Where should this live? Where should this be about? And so what we want to do is see what performs on the new viewership, because we're not even seeing it. It's just like so small comparatively. Yeah. And so when we break it down, I want to know, is there a certain time that it brought higher than normal viewership? So like on July 25th, that definitely brought in more new viewers. And we already explained where that was, because that was a video that you just released and we just analyzed, right? And you can say, okay, it brought it in and then it dropped down, and you can see some of your release cycles, but we don't have like a clear winner, a clear winner to really define. Now, one of the most powerful things about YouTube is is how we're going to do it over content. Now, I love this feature. This is probably my favorite feature in the history of YouTube, which is I want to compare things so that I can validate stuff. And so we have a little thing here called groups, and you can see that she's been using groups a little bit, trying to bring things in to be created. But this gives us the ability that we can actually create more groups. I got to move this down so I can have this tab. But I want to create a new group real quick. And I just want to do, let's see, you might have already done it. Let's see. Are these updated?
I think the last time it was maybe in May, so we can definitely add the newer videos.
Okay, so we're going to need to do that because let me just do that real quick, because we need the right videos. So I will go to do this and see. I don't want to.
Lately, I've been doing I try instead of tried past tense to keep it shorter.
Why would you do that?
To keep the title more.
I know, but
condensed.
But what I'm saying is, once you have a pattern, we want more recommendation. In fact, let's do that. Let me do this. Okay, I'm going to take that one out of that one bucket. Okay, and I'm going to keep that I tried. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I do have I tried, I tested. And
no.
yeah.
But I don't think you caught what I said.
No, I caught, and I think I definitely did it wrong.
Okay. Okay, so I try. Let's make a bucket for that. That's kind of there. Well, trying can't be it, so I try.
Some of these videos are like 3-4 years old. Is that okay?
That's why we want the data.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to just extend the range a little bit just for this year. So I try bringing in just a little bit more of impressions versus I tried on it. But it could be you switched the strategy for that kind of midstream. What I like to do is keep all the keywords the same. So if I have I tried, I want to keep everything I tried. If it's I try, I want to keep everything I try. But I want to pick my lane because there is relational recommendation that happens through YouTube by the words that we use. And I tried is two different key phrases from my point of view. Some people might not see that, but I see it that way. Let's see the content performance on this. Now, keep in mind, some of these are super old, right? This is 2020. This is 2020. Yeah, some of these are 2019, 2018. And then now this one should be, I try this, right? And that's kind of some of your latest, greatest on it as well. Okay. So definitely switch everything to I try from my point of view.
Perfect. Yeah, I know that was my mistake because, again, that was before all the information I was getting from Channel Jumpstart. Yeah. And then now that I know, I've been going back, and that's why I said that.
Well, now you know which ones you need to change right now.
Yeah.
And then too, as soon as we get something that works pattern wise, we always want to keep it.
Absolutely.
Definitely want to keep that. Okay. Okay. So I think the biggest thing would be how do we get that new viewer to pop off, right?
Yeah.
And you've done that multiple times. Like you almost have a sixth sense sometimes. Oh, this is going to be really big, right? And then sometimes it is. But talk to me about these videos right here. I bought The Craziest Internet Obsession, the Boo Boo Mystery Box by Pop Mart.
Yeah. So
Well, hold on. I bought so many cursed the Boo Boo toys, right?
yeah, that one I think resonated with newer viewers as well.
Yep. And then I try ceramic pottery for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that already, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we're really breaking it down, when I'm trying to do is this, and we can get percentages and we can get that whole amount. But I look at, no, I didn't want to do that. Give me 1 second. Okay. But what I want to do is like have a really good understanding between the new viewer and the content. Help if I would spell right. Come on now. Come on. All right, there we go. The relationship of this for sure. So this brought in the most new viewers of all your videos, and then this is the second, this is the third. And then you have shorts there, which this I just want to get rid of shorts. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the next thing. So when I get something like this, I want to know as much as I possibly can on a specific video, right? And right here, we need to look at the traffic sources of when things came in, okay? So you overperformed in browse features. So the reason why that really took off was that it hit your core audience and they engaged with it, right? But that doesn't last very long. If it's a good video, it will follow this trend where it comes back down and you'll see another spike right at the end of the 7 days. You'll start seeing it rise up, and it did, and then it dropped off, right?
Yeah.
What this tells me is that it will be one that will always show up in browse and it will attract a new viewer. And then that gives us, a lot of parameters on understanding that relationship with the new viewer and when they're coming on. So this is when your new viewers come on, came down, hit, went back up, hit, and then in 7 days it hit again, right? And then it's just slowly bringing it into that new viewer until it goes in. But it's going to guarantee this video will go back on the browse page and attract a new audience. And then it's going to follow the same thing, but it won't be just as high. It'll be lower. It'll probably be as high as this right here, but you're going to see that again. So I would say I would ideate around this video, and it would be the cursed one right here. I would ideate around that idea because Labubu's hot, cursed toys is hot, banned toys is hot. There's something around that. And then two, it's like, how do we expand that, right? What do we need to do to expand it in a way? And so that would be a content play, because like really good retention, to have 20-minute average view duration is great, right? And so it's like, I would try to do something around that vein, because I can tell you the highest ones dealt with Labubu and then some of your ceramic stuff, which is great. And that's what we want to do. You love the ceramic stuff, the trend that was there. We just need to make it more open, to this audience. Now, your latest video that you have, I love the brand. Okay. It's so dope. If we were going into, and I'm going to share my screen on this, I love Amazing Digital Circus. In fact, they did a keynote at VidSummit last year that was just massive. You guys, like seriously, when you go to VidSummit, you get so much. So I'm gonna share this tab. Okay, so I just typed in, and I want you to tell me what's different between your color set and what you missed the mark on, just for the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, I would say like Pomni's colors.
Yes, yeah. But I'm saying is the way that this looks is very Digital Circus, right?
Yeah.
And then two, I wanna go back to your thumbnail, okay? You know, and you can see this, which is I don't like Digital Circus needs to be bigger. It needs to be more prominent. I would probably get rid of Real Opal. Like it's not anything related to what I think it is, and make that Digital Circus a bigger part of it. And then two, your background is very distracting from it. So it's like what you need to learn is how do we have a background you know, that's more similar to what Digital Circus normally does, right? And then two, if we were to break it down like this, you can see what other people are doing, but you want it to feel familiar with that audience that you're trying to grow. So this is a great thumbnail that can kind of show you some of the stuff there. But I would have picked something, especially with the character that you're going after, and make it what it is. So it makes them stand out a little bit more, or whatever that may be. You know, and there's ways to do it. But like for me, I think that was the biggest miss on this one. It didn't feel like Digital Circus. I mean, we have a character into it, but it didn't feel like it. Right. And then two, when you're doing it, it should be very apparent, you know, that it is Digital Circus, because you're gravitating to that. And I can tell you, your viewer will love Digital Circus.
Yeah. The amount of comments on that video and the love and the people have been asking me to make the next character already. Then
that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Even though that it feels like it underperforms, I'm saying it's not. I'm saying that it's bringing in new viewership, and you just haven't cracked the code on the new viewer yet. Okay. So look, there's a term called UGC. You know what that is? User generated content. I talk about it a lot, right? And what that means is there are people that have been using Amazing Digital Circus, and they've created content just like you did around Amazing Digital Circus, the IP, right? And so let me just do one. Let me just show you one creator that's done it. And I'm not saying you're following that fill, but when you understand what I'm talking about, then it makes most sense. So you have Preston right here, right? That feels like he's in the world of Amazing Digital Circus, right? Totally this. And then two, like look at this one. This is really good. The Amazing Digital Circus. You can see the logo. It's something that's spot on, exactly what it is. It's big enough that you can see, and you're like, okay. But then the contrasting colors even makes it more amped, right? His Roblox, same thing. It literally is bringing one of the characters, but it's just like very iconic, and it's like, oh, I'm interested in that. So like as you're doing this, you can start seeing this too, you know, of how people are utilizing it for your next one. So for your next one, you gotta get the thumbnail right, and then you gotta get it to appeal. And what I would do is this, and this is something I can offer. Make it a series, and do you want to do all the characters, right? And then we can get the person that makes Digital Circus to react to your content.
Oh wow!
And he'd do it, like he'd do it in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? And so. And maybe there's like a way that you guys can both benefit from it. But I know the audience that they've developed is the audience that you want. I think it can bring in that new audience, but it's not Amazing Digital Circus is the type of content, but it's the content that attracts your type of viewer is what they have. and what you need too. So it's like, wow, okay, let's make this happen. So what I want you to do is remake this thumbnail where it's a 3-panel, okay, and I want Jack's like super like on point, okay, like we're talking, you're taking him out of the episode, okay, and it's super on point, okay, it is what it is, right, and then you're going to see the transformation. Or the transformation is kind of blurred out. And then we're going to see Jackie, being salty or whatever.
Okay.
But like, we got to land the plane on that. But what we want to do is focus in on their IP, which is Amazing Digital Circus, because we're celebrating that. You're actually UGC for them. You're promoting their show. People love that show. This is do this next. Okay. Do you see how this is breaking down for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that one of the things I teach all my students is small peaks lead to small tweaks leads to big peaks. And these are like the small little details that will attract new viewers. And what you've been doing was you're just attracting the people that will just click on it because your face is on it.
Yeah.
And we can't have that. What we need to know is maybe there's a different style that will attract new viewers while not turning off your casual or your returning viewer, but it's going to engage more new viewership. Well, the regular viewer is going to always click. If they see your video, they're clicking on it. Okay. Casual viewers, I'm more interested in the subject that you're doing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if that new viewership spikes up, then you're going through the roof.
Okay. So that's the other thing I'm curious about is, so we're going I really enjoyed making the sculpture. So I'm happy to continue doing all the characters because I love the show. But how does that work with Cursed and Labubu? Because I feel like, is that a direction that's going to work in tandem with each other?
Well, yes. Like, don't worry about that per se. What we're trying to do is capitalize on something that your audience already loves, which is ceramics, and seeing you do like it's been in your past, it's worked, right?
Yeah.
And you've done it in different ways. You're just doing it a little bit different now, where you're doing it around an IP that's really hot right now. And Amazing Digital Circus is super hot. And so like you're be able to create content and do it. And I think it could be bigger than Labubu for your type of viewer, right? So we want to do Labubu, we want to do the other stuff that's there, but this would be a rung of content that you're transforming, every of their characters into ceramics. Okay, great. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to watch how you bring your individuality to it. But it's more about it's almost like a social Jack, where it's hot, you're coming on. They might say trend Jack, but this is a social Jack. There's two different types of trend type things, but this one would be a UGC play that already has a built-in audience that wants to go deeper, and it's the same audience that thinks the same way that would be attracted to this type of animation.
Roger.
You love that?
I loved it.
Okay. So let's do this. I will give Kevin. You have to wow me first. So you give me some character transformations, and then I'll connect you with Kevin. In fact, Kevin's coming to VidSummit. No, he's maybe. I don't know. I can't remember if he's coming to VidSummit or not. I've had too many conversations. He keynoted last year, and I don't. Maybe he's not. But I'll connect you. We'll set up a time that I'll just say, hey, take a look at this one. Would you be willing to jump on and react to? And we can set up a collab for sure.
Awesome. That's very exciting. Definitely fire.
Yeah, because guess what? They're nerdy too. They collect everything. Like you look at their product line. Come on now. They know the nerddom. Have you ever seen their stuff? No,
I have not. And I'd be happy to definitely give them some of the ceramic pieces I finish.
Yeah, let me you have to check this out. Because their merch strategy is like the best. Like it cleans my clock. Let's see. Sorry. Like having too many tabs open kills me on this one, but
that is relatable. I just turned this computer on and I have like 10 of them right now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna showcase this real quick. But tell me this is not your audience right here. Look at this.
Yes.
Look at this. Tell me this is not your audience.
Yeah, that is definitely things they would kind of like. Oh my God, and the merch.
The merch is so amazing, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
This is your audience right here.
Yeah.
Okay, and these, I mean, these help funded the full season. Like the little and they have pop-up shops, but then they are also in the vending machines in Japan. You know, they got
Oh.
these that they can come in and the collectibles on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But this is literally your audience right
Yeah,
here.
they love collecting,
I
and
know.
they love trinkets and collecting just like I do.
Yeah. See that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some really, really great stuff here. So realistically, yeah, we can do that. But the more important thing is getting it right. So, what I would do if I was in your situation, which is, hey, we want to transform, these characters, I would binge watch the whole show. The final season is not coming out till later. The final episodes, I think, will be coming down a little bit later. But you can get at least caught up on it or rewatch it just to see it. But I want you to watch it and then read the comments because it's all on YouTube. You can read every comment and then just start to say, oh, wait, this is my audience too. Or, oh, these comments are really interesting. What you're going to use that for is certain phrases will be in your videos too, because you'll say certain things and how it resonated with you, but how it resonated with other. You just created a relationship when you released your video.
Yeah.
See how powerful that is?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then after that, I want you to go through the merch, and then you're going to buy stuff off their store tonight that you're obsessed with a character, right? I don't know if it's Jax is the one you're obsessed with or not, but you're going to buy everything, okay? Because that's what you do. You collect, right? And maybe you buy their whole thing off their store. Like that could be a video. I bought every Digital Circus trinket because I love trinket off the store. That's a great unboxing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So not only do you have a video idea series that you can do, but you also have a video idea that you can do where you're unboxing. You haven't done that in a while. And then you can do, it leads into a story where, oh, maybe I should start making ceramics of all this one. Even though that you already have that planned, it's just like, hey, yes, let's see that, right? And so that comes out. Which character should I pick first? And they're like out of your collectibles, you can do that as well. I mean, it's a slam dunk by getting a C storyline that weaves in through multiple videos.
Yeah, and I remember you were talking about that, especially with Deep Pocket Monster, and how well they do a storyline that extends through multiple videos. I've been doing my homework.
Yeah, one of my students, Pat Flynn and Dan Norton, literally have cracked a code in an oversaturated market, but they found their unique voice. And they're students of mine, and they still are students of mine in a lot of the stuff that we do. And I asked Dan to come train every mastery student that I have, and every inner circle student that I have. And he just opened up his kimono and showed him exactly what they're doing, and it's brilliant. And so it's so brilliant. I'm like, dude, Dan, you need to go on stage at VidSummit because we need you there giving the same presentation because it was that good. Like everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. But the reality is this: what they did was let people help them choose the adventure that they're on, but they had a journey from video to video. That's what you don't have. You're randomly putting it out through your buckets. What I want to do is that C storyline that kind of weaves in. It needs to be strong, and two, I'm obsessed with Digital Circus. Like that, I literally bought every collectible. That's so on brand. Okay. Yeah. I unboxed every collectible. Okay, that's so on brand. I'm recreating this into ceramics. That's all on brand.
Yeah.
So now you have 7-10 videos that's going to all work really well. And I'm going to guarantee you this: you do it the right way. You do it the way that I taught you how to do it in Channel Dumpster. And you will have the biggest spike you've ever seen when it comes to new viewership. I can guarantee it.
I don't know. I'm like welling up because I really want this so bad. So
you want to know why I know that? Because I know what their full plan is. I was just on the phone with him and Mr. Beast, and he was asking questions about some of the stuff that I was doing and wanted some clarity. And he's going down a path that is massive. And if he pulls this off, which I know he will, you're in good timing if you're starting to create this content, because it's going to be trending like you've never seen it before.
So my next question is the cadence. How frequent should this specific, Amazing Digital Circus be? Because I can do it every other week. Should it be every 3
Deep
weeks?
Pocket Monster gave you the answer to that. And when he did the presentation, I just go back through the presentation. For those that want to hear the presentation, there'll be a good discussion. It won't be the full kimono of what we did there, because we just open up everything, because we all sign NDAs and stuff like that, so we can show everything. But in VidSummit, they might not share some of that publicly. But what I would do is that is your next vein. So Labubu is your next vein. Amazing Digital Circus is your next vein. And you'll have ceramics that you're still building stuff is your next vein, right? But it's like marrying those all together so that you're like, oh, I discovered a character. I bought all the collectibles. I'm obsessed with this collectible. I unbox the collectible. I build the ceramic. That's like 3 or 4 videos right there.
Okay. So it's basically exactly what I did with the Labubu.
Feed the Labubu audience too, right? But then too, like, do you love this more than Labubu? Is Labubu, like, you can even stir them up a little bit, but it's great. And maybe there's a compare and contrast, Labubu versus Amazing Digital Circus. I don't know. It like your creativity will go through the roof, right?
Yeah, I can hybrid them into a sculpture.
Yeah. But the point would be is, you got to go after the new viewer, and you can't do that if you're always doing the same thing you've always done.
Yeah.
And so we already identified which one was converting, and it was Labubu was really high, and so was Digital Circus was really high. And so it's just more, can we create a strategy to go from there? Now, also in section 8 of Channel Jumpstart, I need you to watch a specific thing, and it was a video training video that I did where, and I need you to do this like this week. You have to do it, but it was like creating a journey for the viewer, and knowing where the viewer's at in their journey. It's like the best video I've ever made, and it's only for students that I give it. But like, literally, it's the best video I've ever made. But that's in section 8. I need you to watch it, and the reason why is because you need to granularly see what I'm saying, and know exactly where people are at in their journey when it comes to this new strategy. And I think if you do that with your ideation, you'll know exactly, how to create consistent content that won't be leaning into a trend, but will be a part of the trend. Okay. That's what you want to do, is you want to be a part of the trend, not just copying a trend.
Yes.
You want to become the trend and not copy that. Okay. But seriously, like section 8 is my favorite, because it's the last section, but it's when everything comes together. And then doing stuff like this is all I'm doing is reinforcing what I've already taught, right? But it's about the personalization. So a lot of people that are on here don't realize this. They think, oh, if it works for one creator, it works for all creators. And I disagree with that. What I'm saying is, you need to, like, they'll literally compare their success to another creator. And I said, you can't do that. You don't have the same audience.
No.
And even when you think you have the same audience, you don't have the same audience. And I can prove it every single day.
I've learned that the hard way.
Yeah, I can prove it every
how come
single
I
day.
can't get that? Yeah.
What we do is we compare our own journey and who's coming on, and we want to bring them as much value as we can. So they want to stick around. They want to be a part of the community. They want to engage. But there's no data set that is exactly identical. It's impossible for that to happen. Okay. And you might think this is the craziest thing in the world, but there's a lot of creators that have number 2 channels, not poo channels, but number 2 channels, where it's like your second channel, like you have, right? And people discover them and like, man, I wish you would do more of this stuff. And they're like, dude, I have this other channel over here. Like, why are you not seeing this other channel that I have? And they're discovering it through a different way. It's the cluster effect of what I teach in section 8 too. And then too, what's even crazier is, when we start posting on Facebook, I was out literally with Mr. Beast, and we were walking down there, and he's like, oh, there's that guy. And you know that it's coming. Okay. Is the guy on YouTube? Oh, I want to take it. He goes, you're the Facebook guy. And I just laughed. I was like laughing the hardest.
Oh,
no. Like, okay, Jimmy, you're now the Facebook dude. Like, you're known as the Facebook dude. Like, seriously, they don't ever go on YouTube. They don't even know you survive on YouTube.
Oh no, it's reminding me of that meme where for those who play Fortnite, it's like, hey, look, it's the Power Rangers from Fortnite. You know what I mean? It's like, it's John Wick from Fortnite. So everyone's kind of relating them to a completely different.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you that it's fun. It's engaging. Now we're still doing this breakdown, guys. We're not even close to being done yet. And I know we're like an hour and 20 minutes into it, but I do need to do a shout out real quick, because one of my favorite students of all time just popped in a super chat, and that's RV or TV. He's by far one of my favorite students I've ever taught. He has the most amazing story that needs to be shared for the world. And the power of YouTube. Like, he is literally, when I want to help people, he is the type of person I want to help, because like he has so much talent, so much ability. But he's in the geriatric stage of his life. And two, when he says this, knowing your audience is priceless, he got to discover who his audience is, and it literally transformed his life. And that's why I want to give a shout out. Is right when we're talking about viewership and connection, this is the best story ever in the history of mankind, because if you know his story, and then when he got the aha moment, man, I need to know my audience, and he started making content for that audience, it's transformed his life. Like, so there's not even a close second, to that. So, for me, it is what it is in the sense of going onto YouTube. But the moment that you don't look very closely at your audience and how it shifts and where they come from and what they find valuable, and you can't do that just on a 1 out of 10 or looking at your total views. You have to go deeper into new viewer, casual viewer, and regular viewer. You got to deep into that, because it's going to impact. You're going to start seeing, wait, new viewership, and this one's really performing really well. What's happening? Well, your casual viewers are clicking on it. Or wait, no, new viewership and casual viewers are doing on it. Well, let's do more content like that. Well, why was this so great? Was there something that we did here that attracted more people like that? So yeah, that's there. I'm going to bring in this one. Jordan says, what's the most reliable way to test thumbnails before publishing a video beyond A/B testing? Jordan, I will never A/B test in the first 4 days of a video release. I want the test to be this, and this is what I teach my students. This is a really great question, but I teach them to know their baselines. Is it higher than your baseline, lower than your baseline? If it's higher than baseline, don't switch out the thumbnail. If it's mid or lower, you're going to guaranteed switch out your thumbnail. Okay, you're not going to change the title. You just change the thumbnail, and then if it's mid, give it at least a cycle, maybe 12 hours, and then switch out a thumbnail, see if we see a spike. And if we see a spike, then back off. Then it went from a mid to performing a higher than normal one. And then after that, a period of time, like I said, definitely 4 days. Then I'll do a split test, or I'll wait if I know it's a good video that's going to see a big increase on day 7 because of the way that it's performing through browse. I'll probably hold off and do it around day 10, and I'll switch it. And then I know that the traffic source, like I'm looking at it through traffic source, not through the channel collectively. Okay. I'm starting to lose my voice. That's not good.
Get some hydration.
Yeah, I might need to do that in a second. Okay. So Jackie, why don't you I'm going to go grab just a drink real quick. Why don't you just share with you some of the aha moments that you went through? Mm-hmm. And I'd love to have you just kind of address just for a minute. It's just going to take me a minute to go get some water. But just kind of like the aha moment of what you got so far, and then what you're planning to do as actionable things to do.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, I'm center stage. Hey. So one of the biggest takeaways that I've had, definitely the title, because I never thought of the title of, hey, explain it to somebody who's going to share it. For me, that was a huge light bulb moment. The other thing that I realized, which kind of does confirm through this deep dive, is that my new viewers were just kind of not there. So what I've been doing is just kind of grasping at things instead of leaning into what my audience has actually already been kind of hinting at. So I think that's one of the other takeaways that I have. So homework that I have is changing a couple of those thumbnails, buying a couple of those merch, leaning into what my audience has been almost begging for in the comments. And I've enjoyed it.
Been begging for it. Like they're literally, please. Okay.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So here's the other question, since we're on that topic. Because I know that the next 2 characters that were the most requested were Kane and Kinger, but they're not the most colorful characters. Do I go with what they've been?
You never go with the most engaged one. Mm-hmm. first. Okay. What you want to do is set the story of inspiring what to do. So I bought every Digital Circus trinket and toys and collectibles. And then you unbox it. And then whatever resonates with you. And then also that viewer from the audience, because you can literally do it like, oh man, I'm really torn to this one. I really love this one. This is why I want to do it. And you go into it. Then it sets the stage of, oh my gosh, let her do what she loves instead of we're requesting, because they're going to always request it. It could be the next in the cycle.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing this one, but maybe we do the next biggest character, put it in the comments, whatever that is. I'm going to be tracking this because, you know, I'm drawn here. You might be drawn there, but we get 2 big videos out of this.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. My brain is already working on the designs and everything.
About that. You're thinking about it, which is good. So this is the actionable plan. Section 8, you're going to go back through that in Channel Jumpstart. It'll help you. It'll help tie what I just said into, and it'll click even tighter. But it's more about the viewer's journey in your content. And what we're trying to do is create a viewer's journey in your content where it's intertwined. It's not just a one-hit wonder. That C storyline is all the way through all the videos because it's taking you somewhere. But we need to attract that new audience.
Yeah.
And the new audience is the Amazing Digital Circus, and it's Labubu. That's it. Does that make sense?
Makes absolute sense. And I go hard or go home, so I'm gonna go hard.
Yeah. Well, and then too, it's just like we're starting up another cohort of Channel Jumpstart. It happens next week. Jump on those calls and you know, it's always good to have a refresher. And part of it that you need to do is like the first 3 weeks because like the avatar training that I do is just off the freaking charts. And now you can have a different lens of how you're looking for trends, even though you've gone through the training before, but now I gave you very personalized things to look at, and I don't want you to miss it. I want you to go deeper with that. And start maybe seeing things you haven't seen before based on this conversation. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, because I feel like those who, when they're new and then they come in, I think that's where they stay. But the issue is getting them to come in.
No, the not to come in. That's not your issue. The getting is actually to watch one of your videos.
Yes,
like viewers to watch one of your videos. So that's your problem. To have them come in, you're inviting. They think, oh my gosh, it's the right place. But we need a higher influx of new viewers that will become our casual or regular viewers.
Absolutely.
Okay, well let's keep on keeping on, because I was able to get some water, which is good, right? Okay, so yeah, so I like to look at that, and then another thing that I want to look at is just everything that's performing in the last 365 days. I love this view because it helps me understand a lot, especially when it comes to here. Okay. So you did a lot of videos with Mariah Elizabeth, and they are some of your top performing videos of all time. And you might want to consider maybe doing another video or two just because of the engagement that's coming in, right? And you're doing different things. The whole thing would be, you know, and you've done this because like she's in several of your videos, but I would say these are great ways. And I love the brainstorm video ideas tab that YouTube gives you as well. And you can kind of go through that. But when I look at this, the one that stands out the most, believe it or not, is this one. Okay. And the reason why, it has a really big average view duration. It's literally 49%. That's massive. 21 minutes. That's massive.
Yeah.
I always like to figure out what's going on with this. And you mentioned, hey, I used to open up craft kits or whatever. But if you look, it's performing at a higher rate than most of your videos, right? And then 2, where is it coming from? And it's coming from suggested videos. Okay. So what I want to do is look at this. So browse feature and suggested videos. Okay. We like that a lot. But when we're coming into the advanced mode, when you're doing this, it's like, let me do this. I hate that YouTube, if you're on, can we fix this stupid bug? So like to get what I'm looking for so I can go drill deeper, I have to say sense upload instead of you know, it like I have to switch it every time, and it should just automatically come this way where I can click on this. Fix that bug, please. But these are the videos that you know, that are being suggested, and they're all your videos, right?
Right.
But this tells me the relationship of why that other video performed really well, right? And are they? Here's a kit, an art kit. Is this an art kit? No.
Yes. Yeah.
It's mini food though, right?
Yeah, mini art kit. They're fake foods.
Okay, so art kit, but then it's also mini food trend. So you did 2 trends on this?
No, these are actual fake foods. Like the mini kit is making miniature fake foods.
Okay.
I don't know if it makes sense.
No, I like, for me, it's like this I understand, right? Which is I got this kit and we're going to check it out, right? And I bought weird kits on Temu, right?
Right.
Okay. And I didn't understand this 1%, because I thought it was like making mini food, but you put it in a kit, or is it a mini food kit?
It's a mini fake food kit. So it's just kind of like decoration.
Okay. Well, I'm confused.
Oh.
Well, no. What I'm saying is it's performing, but look at the title though. I'm confused.
Yeah.
I want simplicity on your titling. That will bring in new viewers. I can guarantee it. And you know, anything mini food, Japan loves it. And then too, it's a craze with Gen A and Gen Z, right? But it's just like, I'd probably try to figure out a different packaging for this one. We want to test it out. But the reason why we're coming into it is we want to know this craft kit one of where this stuff's coming from, you know.
Yeah.
And you can see where the recommendation's coming from. So it's like way in line. And then here again, it's a mini, you know, it was just a mini wrong fidget toys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's the thing. A lot of these titlings were previous to Channel Jumpstart, but a lot of them had performed well. So should I go back and change the titles to be consistent with what we've done, or do I just?
No, not necessarily. But if it's overcomplicating it, that would be a great A/B test. I don't know if YouTube is opened up to everyone the title testing that you can do now in A/B.
Yeah.
So if you have it, yeah, just A/B test it, and you can, you know, that's what I would A/B test. And A/B test. This is the perfect segue for that. Anytime that you can do this type of A/B test, do only one test at a time. So you can't change the thumbnail and the title. So get a winner title first is what I would do, since you have it, and then let's get a reinforcing thumbnail, because like this thumbnail is good per se, but I think you can do better. Like from scratch, I don't know what that means. Get rid of that from your thumbnail. I'd rather see a bigger picture of you, or the mini food layout differently on it, or I'm making mini cookies or whatever it is. Like, I really don't care, but it's like I want to get rid of all distractions. The $200, I don't even know what that means. Like what? I don't want to watch it if you pay $200. What is $200? So get rid of the $200, right? And let's just get on brand, which is, I like crafts and I like converting the crafts, or I like doing this, or I like mini food, whatever it is. And then you're able to go from there. So like, get rid of that and then make it more presentable. So when you go back through section 2 and 3 of Channel Jumpstart, I need you to really hyperfixate on this, because I think where you're missing the mark a little bit is you're overcomplicating your thumbnail style when you need to be simplifying your thumbnail style.
I agree.
Okay, great. So all these look good. So for me, you know, when I'm coming in by traffic source, that's great. But we know that traffic source breakdown is decent, right? So I mean, I love to see this right here. This is really good. But the problem is going to be with new viewership, right? So if we break it down by new viewer, we can kind of go, you know, more fixated on it. You know, you had really good impressions. 1 million impressions for new viewers, massive, but it didn't convert very well.
No.
So we need a lot more, and your returning viewers had a ton of impressions, but that converted about where it needed to be. So you need to be at least in the same range or higher on your impression click-through rate. So this tells me there's a disconnect on the title and the disconnect on the thumbnail of this one. that you might want to tweak, right? And so we might want to do an A/B test on it. But for me, it was just more about, okay, it is bringing in and reinforcing some of the stuff, and we see a higher, a higher engagement point, and it's a great video that you've done over the years. But maybe we need to since it's it's a few has some age on it. Maybe this is one of the first things that we're actually going to split test. Making this simple title, but keeping the keywords that need to be the same. And then maybe looking at the thumbnail next. And so if we can bring that up even higher, it's still being recommended out. It's still being suggested out. And it's not going away. It's one of your top performers. We just want to make sure, can we boost it up again? Because if we can, then YouTube's going to put it on browse, and it's going to get you new traffic, and we'll get more new viewers coming into it. Okay. But to do this, the best way to get something that's been performing in the past to perform better is what, Jackie? What do you think that is?
To follow it up?
Follow it up. You got to make another video. So make sure that you do one of the videos that would be related to your craft kits, right?
So in that case, would it be a Temu craft kit unboxing?
Yep.
Okay, I have one in inventory ready to go.
Yeah, that's great. But you're going to make sure that the what I taught you in Channel Notes when it comes to titling, that we keep that same titling.
Yeah.
There, and I would do the A/B test now so that you can see what your title should be based on that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say, is there anything that I need to remove from my inventory of video production? Something that is not benefiting me at this time?
Give me what you said in the beginning, because you had the ideas, and I just put it off until this conversation. Now that we looked at the data.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, when you say get rid of stuff, what are we talking about?
So, is there something that I should stop doing in terms of my videos? Should I stop? Just keep the same types of buckets that I currently am working with,
but we got to broaden the reach, right?
Yeah.
So like what you're doing, and this is a very common thing, Jackie. What you're doing is talking to your love group. Okay. And you're really good at talking to your love group, and they like to respond to your love. Okay. And it can be a heart.
I love them. I really do.
Okay. But that's your love group, right?
Yeah.
We just need to extend that love group a little bit wider. So you're focusing so much on your love group that you're missing the potential viewer. So you know how obsessed I am with the potential viewer.
Yes.
Not the new viewer, but the potential viewer. And you got to say, okay, who are those people? Okay. And I can tell you, Amazing Digital Circus has your viewer. It is your potential viewer. Not everyone, but there's a higher probability that if they like collectibles and stuff like that, they gravitate to Amazing Digital Circus. Well, guess what? That's your avatar, right? Like, not everyone likes the animation. They think it's cringe. Okay, great. Let's let the boomers over there think it's cringe, but it's like some of the best content freaking on the internet.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, it's like we need to understand what that is. And so I need you to take that love group and expand it. And I want you to say this: how do I make my videos to be more welcoming? Okay. And if they're more welcoming, without losing the secret sauce that will convert them into a casual and a returning viewer, I'm sorry, a regular viewer. That's what we want to do. And so for me, it's like going all in on the unboxing of Digital Circus, going all in on like getting obsessed with it, where it can lead to your strategy, but then letting people know what you're going to do. Because like what happens is they request it. You say, oh yeah, you request this video, but there's not a through line, right? I literally, like, I'm just regurgitating what I told you, but in a different way. Hey guys, I just love Amazing Digital Circus. I was, doing this one, and I was like, man, I got to watch it again. And I just binge watched the whole season up to this point. And now I'm obsessed with it. And now I'm going to go buy every freaking trinket that we can. And then we're going to unbox this thing. Okay. Because you're obsessed, right?
Yes.
And then that leads into an unboxing video. Okay. The unboxing video is great. And now you want to recreate. This is so great. Like Jax is my favorite. Like we got it. We did that. Okay. Great. We need to do more than Jax. Because I thought Jax is my favorite. But no, he's not. and then you can pick that character of that. And when you do that, then you're like, they're all primed now for you to watch 3 videos now. They watched 1, 2, and 3. You might even get a 4th video out of it, because once you do that, you say in the one you're unboxing, hey, I love this one. You might think that you would want to see another one. Put it in the comments, because I'll not only do the one I'm doing, but I'll do the next video after that one of the one that you pick. So I got to do this one because I'm obsessed with it. You're wearing all the merch and everything of that character. Banger.
Yeah.
And what that does, I get animated when I get excited. But what that does is it brings in a new audience in a new way, but it doesn't change who you are and what you're about. It just makes it more apparent who you are. Right? And when you just binge watch a show and you're obsessed with it, and then you don't have this in your title, well, you might. I bought every, Amazing Digital Circus, whatever. Okay, great. And it can cost you $1 amount. I really don't care. But it's just like that is great content. And then it would be, okay, now I'm transforming this thing that I love into ceramics, or sculpture, which is great. Okay. And then I'm going to mail these. I'm going to do everything and inspired by, and I'm going to mail them back to, Glitch Productions and Kevin. Great. And maybe he comes down the road where he's reacting to some of this stuff. It's great. See where that is?
Yeah, I see. And I get as obsessive, and I know my audience and the potential audience that we're tapping into is going to get as obsessive too.
Yeah. Well, no, let me just say this. We met a while back, and from the first time we met, we felt like we were kindred spirits, at least from my point of view. Right. Yeah. And I know how you operate. I know what your strengths are. I know what your weaknesses are as well. And then 2, we might not like all the same little things. Like I'm not a crafter, I'm not a collector, but I love to nerd out. Like I do, right? Yeah. And you shared with me Japan, your love for Japan, and I'm like, man, I always wanted to go there. But then you explain what you experienced, and I'm like, why am I not there already? And so I was able to get, green room access to the Star Wars celebration in Japan, just through work or whatever. So I can be back with all the actors and people that play in the big whatever. It was really cool. It was a real cool experience. And I took some, well, I didn't take it. They were having their honeymoon. My niece and nephew, they got married, and they delayed their honeymoon so they could go to Japan, because he's like obsessed with Star Wars. Like he has tattoos, Star Wars. He has every collectible, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what a great gift for a wedding, to get them in the backstage, that we had private access. Like we had our own little card. We can get into anywhere. Security didn't even mess with us, and then go do whatever they want. And I did it more for that than for me. But I wanted to go out in Japan, because you're telling me that you're like, you got to go here. You got to go there. This is what you're going to love here. This is what you're going to love there. And it's true. It's like one of the most amazing experiences I have. So for me, I did the celebration for my niece and nephew, because they're hardcore fans. I'm a hardcore fan that doesn't collect, but he's a collector. Okay. And he's obsessed with it. Like he wanted 24/7, didn't want to miss anything. And that's awesome. So I just got him access, and so for me, I went in to their main presentation that they're announcing everything. And I got to meet, a few of the big directors and stuff like that, which was great. But, for me, I wanted them to have that experience for it. But the reason why I bring this up is sometimes you don't over amplify your passion. You just do it.
Yeah.
For you to grow your audience, you have to over amplify your passion.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know where your brand's at, and I get it, and it's all that other stuff, and it is you, and that's what it is. But there's an excitement around nerding out. When you told me, I seen a twinkle in your eye when he says Japan, and we missed each other by a week. I can't remember.
Yeah, we were literally like 1 week apart when we went there.
Like we totally missed. But when you say that, it means something to you. But it's not like the Japanese culture or anything, but it's more about their subculture, their pop culture that we nerd out on, right?
Yes.
And that right there is the sparkle that you need to have. So when you're talking Amazing Digital Circus, you need to have that same sparkle. You have to be obsessed with it.
Yeah.
That obsession will lead to people that says, oh man, I love Digital Circus. I'm going to give this a try on the video. And then they're going to lean into you and say, oh my gosh, here's this sub community I didn't even know existed. And then they're going to share it with their friends, and that brings in new viewership. So you have like this feedback loop. So the reason why you want to binge watch it again is because then you can literally legally say with authenticity that you just binge watch it and you're obsessed and I'm now going to go buy everything. It gives you a why for your what. Now, I just want to tell everybody, we go way in detail on ABC storyline. I'll tell you what I believe that it is, the way that I teach my students, which is the A storyline is what your video is about, okay? Like I bought every Amazing Digital Circus trinket or toys. Okay, great. That's what your video is about. But the why is your B storyline. Well, why did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I feel like you're weak in your content is why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you can't do it because I know it's going to get views, so this is why I'm doing it. You're like, no. Like if you can get your excitement like you just have for Japan around certain trinkets or whatever, then that passion rubs off. And so why you're doing it is like, I just binge watched the whole Amazing Digital Circus, and now I'm compelled to buy everything.
Yeah.
There's your why. Then your C storyline will be, man, collectibles, we love them. And I like to not only collect them, but I like to transform and make my own creation of it. That's your C storyline.
And it extends through multiple
videos. It
extends
through the whole thing. Now let's just say the light bulb just clicked on. I just seen it.
Yes.
I just seen it. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to say now is you're the most talented person that I've ever met. Like you have been. And sometimes you doubt yourself too much. You beat yourself up too much. And the reason why is you're looking at the wrong metrics. Like I want you to look at your success rate is bringing new people coming on and they're discovering you and then they're a part of your community. And I think your community needs to be stronger. You need to reinforce that community as much as you can. Because it's a sense of belonging. And I told you this before. I'm going to say it again now. You know how to fill out a place. You know how it feels. And you're just different. And you have that desire to talk about the stuff that you're into. And so friendships and gathering is really important, right? Especially when you come from a different country into another country, speaking a totally different language. And then you're just like, I'm literally really out of the place. And now I'm over here artsy fartsy and nobody wants to even talk to me, whatever. But there are billions of people that feel the same way, maybe in different ways, right? And two, hundreds of millions of people that feel exactly the way you do. They just don't know you're around. They don't know your community's there. So what we want to do is switch your focus. And this is what I'm going to say. And this is the aha moment for you, okay? Your focus has always been on your core. I want you to focus in on the potential viewer.
Yeah.
Because if the potential viewers coming in, they are your core.
Yeah.
Okay. They will convert. They'll feel like, oh man, I finally found a place where I belong. I can nerd out here. Because like literally the channel's nerding out.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's just like we can, right? And we all love what we're into, right?
Yeah.
So this is something that I need you to just change in your mindset and then vow never to slip into that trap.
Yeah.
And the trap is, let's be hypersensitive of where our traffic's coming from, who's actually our traffic, and then really specific, is it new viewers? Is it casual viewers? Is it returning viewers? Or regular viewers is what they're calling it now. We want to make sure that every video arch that we're doing will bring in a new audience that will become our casual and regular viewer.
Okay.
Okay. A lot to digest. Now, the good news is this is not your first rodeo. So it's like you've done this before, but it should have bigger meaning now because we've just solved a big problem for you, which is, hey, I was thinking through video and series instead of weaving a storyline that connects everything.
Yeah.
And you got to connect everything. You
Absolutely. And it's funny because we're back kind of full circle, because the first time when we met years ago, I was kind of in the same, I guess, same hole.
Yeah.
And after we had our conversation, the channel saw such amazing success. And I mean, you even allotted me a spot in your book too. And I came to VidSummit So I'm very hyped, very excited. There's like this fire under me right now, and I'm very, very I don't know how to explain it. It's just there's it's in the air.
Yeah.
There's something in the air that I'm just extremely hyped about, and it's really it's in here. It's hard to explain, but it's yeah, exactly. Someone's saying it's very powerful stuff, very emotional, and I feel it, and I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, no, it is, and it is. You know what I've noticed with you is life can get overwhelming. You know, it can, and sometimes we get so busy that we just get in a rut. And you need to be surrounded by people that actually get it. So the main reason why I started Channel Jumpstart was I needed to spend more time impacting more people. And I can only do one-on-one so much, you know, and so I needed to do one-on-many. And that's why we did the book. That's why we did, you know, Channel Jumpstart. But I wanted it to actually help the right people, right? Which is people that can give the world something, you know, in positive nature. Like they can bring positive content to the world. And your content has done that for a lot of people. And so it's my honor to just coach you and help you along the way for that. But you lost sight of the most important thing. And then when I heard that you're coming back and being part of the group, it's like the most important thing was like, you got to surround yourself with people that just get it. And that's why I created Channel Jumpstart, because it's not only a system, but it's a community of support. Mm-hmm. Like we have the best community of support when it comes to creators. We really do.
Yeah.
And so that's what you get for Channel Jumpstart. So I want to do the two things right now. I know if you found a lot of value, go ahead and put it in the comments. Jackie, would you just take a minute? Because you know the raw, real me. Just take a minute. I'm going to get the giveaway tool because we're going to give away some tickets to VidSummit. I want to be able to do that. But if you wouldn't mind just taking a minute and sharing with you about Channel Jumpstart and how it kind of opened your eyes a little bit, and I'll get the giveaway tool ready to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Am I center stage? I'm center stage again. So yeah, Channel Jumpstart is one of those things where I hadn't thought about it for a couple of years. I feel like sometimes as a creator, we have these journeys where like, I'm doing okay. And then, oh, I'm not doing okay. And we're trying to look for that community. And as Daryl said, it's a community of people who get it, because as a creator, it can be very lonely. And I think a lot of us here probably feel exactly the same when it comes to that sense of community, because when in other jobs, we have colleagues, but as a creator, who do you talk to and who gets it, who isn't necessarily someone in that sphere? So for Channel Jumpstart, when I first joined in, I was first listening and going through the lessons, and every section was full of gold nuggets. Like I thought I knew this, but now I know it, and now it's reinforced. And some of these things I was doing, but I didn't know that I was doing, and I was like, that's why I was doing well back then. Oh, okay, this is what's going on now. And then through the weekly meetings as well after these lessons, just the people there are absolutely phenomenal. Just today, on today's meeting, we were laughing and joking so much because there's just some cheeky people in there, and they're so funny. And it's just so nice to have that group of people. But every lesson came with its aha moment. And it's like, okay, that's what I need to do. This is how I was doing it and how I can improve on it.
Yeah. And I got the giveaway queued up, but I want to just kind of reinforce Channel Jumpstart a little bit. Channel Jumpstart's a system, and I want you to see how I see YouTube. It is different. I'm telling you, like when you go through the 8 weeks of that, you pretty much have everything that I think about when we're doing YouTube. And there's a lot of people that go through it. And we have this motto of once a jump starter, always a jump starter. That means as long as it's online, you have access to it and you can go through any group that we have. So it doesn't go away, but you get just the added benefit, because during those 8 weeks, I jump on a Q&A and I answer very specific questions that are being asked on that section. And I just want you to have clarity, because there's this one little aha moment that needs to happen for that small tweak to make the big peak. And so that comes on after the 8 weeks. We do more what we just did here today, which is I break down channels. We get into advanced strategies, because now that you know the basics is the foundation of the Channel Jumpstart system. And you can read the YouTube formula. It's the same system. We just got to go way deeper. It's a lot of homework. I give a lot of assignments. It's not easy. They're not willing to do the assignments. And I don't want them to be a part of our community. I just want people that want to come in and crush it. And then after the 8 weeks, I feel like I can finally actually have a conversation with me because everybody's at the same page and we're seeing YouTube through the lens that I just taught you. And then I don't have to have this preconceived idea of what you think YouTube is because I just showed you what YouTube is. Yeah. And then I can literally reinforce anything that was being said. And in fact, on this specific call, I even said, go to this section, go to this person, go to this video in this section. I said it like 4 or 5 times because she knows exactly what I'm talking about. She already went through it. And we already did, like, we're not talking a small training too. We're talking like hours of training and very, very specific assignments. It's like the one in section 8 is like my best video I've ever made. And it helps you see through the lens of the viewer, but I couldn't make that on day 1 because you never had the foundation until you had the whole thing and you can see the whole complete picture.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's at. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description, or Chantel will put it in the chat. We are starting another cohort in a week and we'd love to have you. Okay.
Absolutely worth it too. If I can just say something really quick. And what Daryl was saying about seeing YouTube from his perspective and his lens, after a few sections and just seeing those meetings, I don't know, Daryl, if you have it, I had sent like a table because I wanted to really deep dive into how am I categorizing my videos based on what I've learned. And I've made like a whole spreadsheet.
And she has, and this is like I can see how she nerds out over this, and it makes me happy because I nerd out over that too. So let me go ahead and show this real quick. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you're geeking out on this, and then too, there's another one. Let me pull it in real quick. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, totally geeking out over this, which is great. And we love it. And there's more stuff that you sent. But the reality is this, when you really break it down, and this is coming from me, it's just like, I just want you to be really focused in on you as a content creator, that you're treating yourself like a business. You're building a team so you can be more sustainable. We all go through that, but it's more about how do you know who your audience is, and how do you know what they're going to like? And how do you know who you are as a creator and what you're passionate about? And how do you marry that all together to actually do amazing audience development, which is what we're talking about here. But Jackie, really, really excited for that. But we got to do a giveaway. Okay.
Let's get hyped.
So let's go ahead and we're going to do this. I'm going to share a screen here. This is a screen. So just type in VidSummit, you can hashtag or whatever, you just do VidSummit. We want to give away a couple gifts, which would be a ticket to VidSummit. It's happening October 7th through the 9th in Dallas, Texas. We will not pay for your travel or room and board, but we'll give you a ticket. But if you put VidSummit in, you will be entered in to win. So we're going to let that kind of go on for a second. And then as that's kind of filling up, we'll just kind of have a conversation of when you went to VidSummit for the first time. What did you think?
Oh my goodness. The energy. It's such a contagious energy, and you meet people you never thought you would ever meet just by being there. And so the experience was just getting there and feeling like a student again, and getting that excitement of seeing all the experts talk about the things they know and they love. And so you're feeling that energy on the stage from the people around you sitting there, and just the environment feels like home. It's hard to explain, but you feel like you're home. You feel like you're somewhere where you belong, because everyone just makes you feel so welcome. And Daryl's team is just absolutely phenomenal in making it. When I got there, because I know I'm an introvert and I'm a little socially awkward, but I felt so welcome, and I'm looking forward to hopefully coming there soon.
Yeah, that's great. So I'm gonna just show real quick. It is big, it is fun, but it's still intimate. We have a lot of intimate conversations. If you want to check out the schedule, we are updating live. I'm getting ready to announce some other keynotes that are coming on. but you can go into each of the sessions that are there. And then 2, we added an extra room. So we actually have 4 rooms going at once outside of the keynotes. And then we're adding a lot of workshops now. That was a really good test that we did of getting people to do workshops. But we have like Linus Tech Tips that's going to start out with the keynote. And then one of my favorites, like I wanted to get Cody Sanchez on this. And Cody's going to come give one of the most amazing keynotes of all time. And then also Mia Maples is coming to, like, her keynote is going to be fantastic. So it's like super great. You can get all the information here, but I think my whole thing for you guys is, if you can't do this, we have the digital pass, but that digital pass doesn't become live until the week before the conference. And we will sell out. We actually have sold out more hotels now than we've ever done. We've sold out 4 already, and we're still more than a month away, and it's going quick. So definitely, if you're serious, do it. And then let's go ahead and do that giveaway, tab here, and let's see who wins. Should we see it?
Let's see.
The winner chicken dinner is Driving with Miles. All righty. So Driving with Miles, congratulations. I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot. Chantel, if you could actually help him, that would be fantastic. But we can't just do 1. We got to do 2, right? Don't we got to do 2?
Oh, heck yeah. Let's do it.
All righty. So the winner is John Pullum.
Hey!
Oh my God. No, he literally wanted to get an extra ticket. He wanted to bring someone with him. And I'm like, dude, John, I can give you a ticket. But he's like, so this actually does something for us. John Pullum is one of our accountability coaches in Channel Jumpstart. But John, you won.
Hey,
you can bring your daughter now. Come on now.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it again. That feels like I'm cheating, giving it to people that.
Let's go. This is exciting.
The power of 3. Come on now.
3rd time's a charm.
Yep. The way back. Okay, the way back. Winner. You all get a VidSummit ticket. That VidSummit ticket is good for you alone. Okay, so if you're not coming, you can't give it to somebody else or anything like that. If you're not coming, it just transforms into a virtual ticket. But we're not paying for a hotel, we're not paying for travel, but you actually get to go into the show. So really, really grateful for that. But I want to do one other thing. What do you think I want to do? Knowing me, what do you think?
There's so much I can think of right now, but at the same time,
I love it. That even stump you of what I want to do. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so stumped.
Why don't we give away?
Oh, wow.
So go ahead and put Channel Jumpstart in there.
Wow.
I will give away a mentoring program that's worth a lot of freaking money.
Gold. This is worth
$6,000.
Gold.
So jump in there. I'll give you a little bit of time on this one. But put Channel Jumpstart down. This is getting real. Make sure that there's a space in between. You want to do it exactly how it is. It doesn't pick it up any other way. So do it like this, guys. I didn't do it as 1 word. I did it as 2. Okay.
I stopped breathing for a split second as soon as I saw that. You are so generous. That is absolutely phenomenal, y'all.
Do you know, I want to share a secret. And this is true. Since Channel Jumpstart happened, 10% of the people that come on, I give away for free. I either look actively for people or I find a way to give away something. There's something, when you do it for free and you're bringing the right people on, that's great. But when people expect it for free, I don't want to be surrounded by them. I want people to come in very, very specific, and I want to help them. I like to do it like random like this at times because, hey, if you're watching, a 2-hour live stream, like, let's make it worth it a little bit. So we gave away some VidSummit tickets, whatever that may be. But realistically, the biggest thing I can ever offer any creator is my time. And I I can only have a minute amount of time, but I actually put more time into the community of Channel Jumpstart and helping them. I mean, people come to my home and be trained 2 solid days. Like I invite them into my home, right? We have these resorts that we go to, like in April. I'm sorry, in December or January. It's January. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. So in January, we go do Getting Warm Channel Jumpstart. So we have to go somewhere where there's an ocean, warm water. You know, we can go out and play and all that other stuff. And then we do another get together in the beginning of the summer, like leading into summer. And then we do a get together at VidSummit too. Like VidSummit's a full day after VidSummit. It's amazing. So like for me, that's what it's all about. And that's where I want to put my energy and time. So let's go ahead and do the drawing now. I'm kind of nervous a little bit on this one because I want to make sure that they're going to truly appreciate, truly appreciate it. And if you're our jump starter that you went through before, you can give this to someone that you feel like would be there. So Med Nerd is the winner of Channel Jumpstart. And if you don't want it, you can give it to somebody else. That's okay. But Chantel will reach out to you. We'll get connected. We'll get you on there. But seriously, this is something that we love to do. Now, another thing is just to let you know, Channel Jumpstart is for everyone. If you want to make good content for the world, if you want to make bad content, I've literally rejected more people coming into Channel Jumpstart. It's not about the money for me. It's about my mission. And I want to just put net positive content in the world that will uplift the world, not destroy it. And so we've literally protected our community, and Jackie can attest, like we have the very best people in that group. That just get it. They get the business side. They get excited. They like to geek out, like when they're doing roasting and stuff. That happens frequently. They're thumbnail roasting, title roasting. We have these deep dives, not only coming from me, but from the head coach, Justin Smith, who's amazing at it.
Yes.
And then too, his little Padawan learners, Kelton Eves, who he's literally, he got that gold play button over here and the gold play button down here when he was younger. And he knows for him to do what he had to do, you have to get a play button. And YouTubers want to hire him, but he wants to do what I do. I'm like, okay, you can't work for me, but you can work for Justin. So Justin's been mentoring him, and I've been mentoring him a little bit too. But I want to just be dad, you know what I'm saying? But we have some great things. And then we have Jackson, on the team, which brings a lot of energy in. And you'll be, if you're coming through Channel Jumpstart, you'll definitely know who Jackson is.
Yes.
But for me, that was the whole thing. And just keep in mind, I'm just looking to help accelerate someone to be where they should be because of their content. And I found people making amazing content, but there's just these small little blocks that they have that they need to transform. And once you learn the way that I see YouTube, that goes away and you're able to expand. So really grateful for the winners today. And honestly, we have something that we've never had before at VidSummit, and I want to share you all with that. So 4 years ago, I noticed that VidSummit was a bro fest. It was. And I'm like, how do we get more female creators there? And so I've been mentoring a lot of female creators now, the top female creators on the platform. And they've been doing the system. Now they've been helping people too. And so these people actually are still around there. But when you see the full complete schedule of everything that's announced and the speakers, we have more female keynotes than ever before. We actually have more females than ever before. And the reason why is we put emphasis on it. And then two, we expanded the pool of female creators. And they're coming in droves. And so this is big. Okay, we have I can't go into details yet, but there's a gathering of female creators before VidSummit starts. And at the ending, there's a fashion show at VidSummit. And we're bringing in so many, this is so crazy when you look at it. And it's finally at a place where I feel like it's the right type of blend of the people that, like, I just want to work with creators that want to expand their media empire. I want them to just expand their company and to bring in multiple ways of income. That's what gets me the most excited. And I don't care if it's a male or female. I just want to work with them. Now I noticed there was a deficiency, so I'm like, oh, let's address this. And now we're seeing the influx of that. And so for me, I can tell you right now, it's for all creators, all creators. It is, because you're surrounded by the right type of people. And then two, we're elevating VidSummit in ways that we haven't announced yet. You'll see it as it rolls out, but you'll want to be here this year. I can guarantee it, in person, very, very much so. So I am John asked me, Daryl, are you in the fashion show? No, we want people to watch the fashion show. I only have one fashion, black shirt.
I would watch.
Black shirt. Okay. No, black shirt. Like, there's no fashion with that. This is called, I can get a 6-pack on Amazon, 6-pack of shirts on Amazon for $19. That's what I do. Okay. It get dirty. Okay. And my wife says, you need to buy another packet. I buy another packet, but we keep the shirts. So I got like a lot of shirts. I go like 10 weeks. Okay. So no, John, no, that's not happening for sure. So yeah, once again, go down below in the description if you want to go deeper with me. There's the book, there's VidSummit, there's Channel Jumpstart. For me, I want to just help you be successful. And Jackie, honestly, it has been a pleasure, and I can't wait to see you implement some of the things that we did for this really big deep dive, because the aha moments are the missing pieces that you need to succeed. Thank you so much. Any last words before we go?
I'm just so excited and really grateful for this, and everyone who's been here. I really recommend deep diving more into whether it's the book, Channel Jumpstart, VidSummit, or all three, because really we get so stuck in our heads and we make this narrative in our minds, and we can't get out of it until we have someone sometimes who guides us in the right direction. I'm looking forward to having a live stream with you in 6 months. And doing that deep dive again.
Pump up, and you're doing it consistently. But we're coming into the golden times, which is fourth quarter. So yeah, let's have this activated before fourth quarter. So
yeah,
all right. Excited. Thanks everyone. We're so grateful for you, and hopefully our we'll cross paths. That VidSummit or whatever it may be. My whole joy about putting content on this channel is a way to give back. I'm not like doing daily uploads, and I'm doing weekly uploads. I just come on when I'm like, let's bring some value, because I have a lot of stuff going on. But my passion is really to help mentor people in the YouTube space to treat themselves as a media empire, and then having all the components, because like AdSense it should only be like 20% of your income, if not less. It shouldn't be 90% of your income, because then that's not sustainable. We need to get a sustainable way, and that's what I teach is, hey, let's know how to grow an audience, and then we move into the next phase with the advanced pages. Then we know how to optimize the audience and then convert that audience into money. And that's what we want to do. And you can do it in so many different ways outside of YouTube. YouTube can just be that whole thing, but that's what I teach. And I'm just grateful for you all, and grateful for you, Jackie, for jumping on.
Thank you so much. Grateful for you all.
All right. So go out and have a productive day. Bye now.